Hi, I'm Fiona,
Hi, I'm Lamide,
and
and
welcome to the Health Room. We're back.
we're back again in our jumpers. As you can see,
Yeah,
it's getting
it's getting
colder
cold.
and dark,
Much.
miserable.
Very cold.
But yeah,
So, how have you been?
I'm alive,
Okay.
but I'm well.
Good.
I'm just tired. You know, we did burnout last episode, so
Yeah.
I think I am getting to that point. It's November, like you said last
November.
time. It's November, end of year. Things are just busy and mounting up. But I'm looking forward to the end of year and Christmas, and
Yay.
so there's something to look forward to.
Good.
So overall, I'm okay. I'm good.
Good.
But how are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah?
I'm not as busy.
Good.
Great.
Good.
Great. I've ticked off so many things off my list,
Mm-hmm.
especially as it's coming to the end of the year. I'm just like, listen, I just want that Christmas period to be stress free.
Yes,
I
of
just want
course.
to enjoy. Yeah.
Okay,
I've been good. So
Oh,
at least
amazing.
for
And you had
once,
your holiday as well, so I feel like you're refreshed, right?
yeah. I think that's it, it was needed.
Mm.
I think it just sun, fun, drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those all inclusive resorts are dangerous.
Those are the best holidays, though.
it
And
really
that's why you
was.
can never go back after doing all inclusive.
Yeah, it would be very hard.
Exactly. Why would you? And it's like a doorstep.
Yeah, already looking at another holiday.
Yeah. As you should. You should. No, I'm very excited. It's gonna be good. The end of the year is gonna be good. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to New Year. I really am. Like, not New Year, new me, but just new opportunities to just start afresh.
Yeah, like
So,
a
yeah.
just a new canvas, basically.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I'm super excited.
Oh,
Yay.
can't wait for the end of the year. Great.
Cool. So now is a segment of what's in the news. So where me and Fiona share what we find in the news that is worth discussing on the pod. So my news story is actually based in Australia.
Okay.
So they're actually thinking about putting a ban on social media for children under the age of 16.
Ooh, why?
I think because they've realised the mental health issues it can cause in under the age of 16, like Instagram, TikTok, things that you see, and it can be damaging, say, when they just want to protect their children. And I understand it. I'm not sure about a full ban, but maybe some restrictions. Because I didn't have Instagram when I was like, maybe we did, but I wasn't on it how I'm on it now, if that makes sense. So as you get older, you protect yourself from seeing certain things, but when you're younger, things just pop up, don't they? And that can affect you in certain ways, your body image, your mental health, seeing things you shouldn't really be seeing that are not age sensitive. So I get it. I just don't know about a full ban because I do think social media can be helpful.
Yeah.
It just needs to be monitored, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think it's quite interesting. And I think other countries might follow suit, if I'm being honest with you. So I thought that's quite interesting to bring to the pod. But what do you think? Would you, because you've got a daughter, would you not let her go on social media until she gets to a certain age?
She's 5.
I know.
So really, actually,
She's a baby.
she's a baby at the moment. So no,
Yeah.
no, she's not gonna go on social media
Is
now.
there like an age cap? You're like,
I think when I know that she's mature enough to handle what comes with social media.
Yeah.
Because when you go on social media, it's not just, oh, you're looking at your favorite artist or whatever. You're reading things, you're seeing things. So
exactly.
I wouldn't feel comfortable knowing that she's seeing those things, and yeah, I just went, oh God,
No,
thought
exactly,
of it.
exactly.
Yeah, so no, I wouldn't feel comfortable with her knowing that she's seen all these things that I can't protect her from.
That's the thing, and
Yeah.
I think that's the narrative why they're trying to put it through. So I think it's a good thing. I think it just needs to be balanced out. Everything needs to be balanced out for
Yeah.
it to have its good effects. So yeah, but that was quite interesting because I can see other countries doing it. I really can.
Okay, well, hopefully that's something that is effective and it's
That's the
not
word.
damaging to the kids in the long run.
That's the
So,
word. That's the word.
that'd
So
be
yeah,
good.
but that was my what's in the news story.
Oh, that's nice.
Yay. What's yours?
So my what's in the news story is about an app that they are piloting currently in Oxfordshire for teenagers. So this app is called Tell Me. A psychologist called, I believe her name was Susie Godson. She's one of the founders of this app called Tell Me. It's a mental health app for young people around the ages of 11 to 18. I have seen somewhere that it did say 11 to 25, but let's say 11 to 18 for the majority. And essentially what this app does, it allows these young people to speak freely about their mental health struggles. So the app comes with counsellors on the platform that will be there available, trained counsellors, by the way, that will be there available to answer any queries, speak to you about your issues, and they are normally available from 8:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day.
That's really good.
every day,
Very
365
good.
days a
I
year.
like that.
Yeah, it's really good. I feel like something like this would be really good for our youth because not only will it help them, but then it's also anonymous. So the way I understood it, it works in the same type of way as Reddit.
Okay.
So you know Reddit, you can go on and seek advice about a number of things, but you're doing it anonymously. So you don't feel that shyness or that shame to, you know, divulge your information. So hopefully this helps.
I like that.
Yeah, I think
That's
it's
a
a
good
good
idea.
tool, and then having that peer influence as well can really help
I
these young
agree.
people.
I like that. I think it'd be quite useful as well. And I feel like it gives people a safe space for people that don't necessarily have a safe space
Exactly.
at school or at family. And it's got trained professionals behind it, which I think is super important to help them deal with these issues that they're going through. So I think that's a win.
Yeah,
Definitely. I think that's
I
cool.
like that. So as I said, it's been piloted currently in Oxfordshire. So fingers crossed,
Fingers
as
and
always,
toes crossed, yes.
that it will be cascaded wider.
Yeah. Well done to Dr. Susie Godson.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Yay. So that is our What's in the News.
So today's topic, we will be discussing endometriosis. Essentially, endometriosis is when the lining of the uterus, the cells of the lining of the uterus that normally break down and create a period for a lady, then they then travel to other parts of the body and attach themselves there. And then unfortunately it creates pain and a number of different symptoms that are quite uncomfortable for the patient.
So like you said, the lining normally sheds during every period, right? It goes
Yep.
down. That blood leaves the body, right? However, with these endometrium cells that have gone to different parts of the body, they will also build up that lining and they will shed, but they can't escape the body. And that's what causes the inflammation, the pain, all the symptoms that come with endometriosis. So you don't realize it, but I didn't know it was like super chronic. It sounds crazy,
Yeah.
but it's not a word that's often associated with it, if that makes sense, which is so crazy to me. But yeah, and it causes so many symptoms. I didn't check how long it takes, but it does take a lot of tests before you can actually
Yeah.
be known to have endometriosis. So yeah, I'm excited to speak about it today.
Yay.
Yay!
Yeah.
So we are very excited to have a special guest in the building to actually discuss endometriosis. We've got a special guest, and her name is Rashida.
Woo!
Yay!
Hi.
Can you please introduce yourself, please?
Okay, so yeah, my name's Rashida. I'm 25. I got stage 1 endometriosis, and I use my platform of TikTok and my YouTube channel to talk and spread awareness.
Love
about it.
that.
Oh, what's your page?
It's called Periods, Pads, and all that jazz.
Ooh, I love that. Sorry, so is that name for your TikTok and your YouTube?
So my TikTok's just Rashida.
Okay.
I think it's RASSHIDAAA.
Mm-hmm.
But my YouTube is like dedicated to just like talk about my journey and like different
Okay, cool.
topics of endo. So yeah.
Fantastic.
Ooh,
Yay, we're so
lovely.
excited to have you on.
We are excited to have you. What do you want to be known as? So, for example, I know that some people call themselves endo warriors. Some people, do you have a particular
I
preference?
honestly don't, because I didn't think that like my videos would get so big. I
Mm.
just wanted to like talk about it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I don't know. I think because endo is such a like long journey, I just not make fun of it, but like I just try to see the positive out of it.
Yeah.
So like even being called a warrior, it's like, oh, I'm a warrior, but whatever.
No, I get that. I get that.
But yeah, I don't
Sure.
mind. I don't mind.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
Now I'm
bless.
excited. We're so excited.
Yeah, we are. So we're going to ask you like a series of questions. We just want to understand a bit more about your endometriosis journey, how you cope with it, and anything that you would like to tell us about it as well. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So what I think our viewers would want to know first, when did you first notice that you had endometriosis? Was there any symptoms? Was there anything that came up that made you say, let me go check this out?
Okay, so I've been having like severe period pain since I was 12. So doctors kind of never really mentioned endometriosis, because throughout that time I had operations and stuff. They said that like my scans are coming back as normal, my tests are coming back as normal, so I have nothing. But it's not up until 3 years ago where I had nerve pain in my leg. And that's when my doctor, my GP, he was like, okay, you've been suffering for a long time. the pain is spreading, and it was especially happening like before my period, so when I was PMSing or when I was ovulating, so when my hormones were fluctuating. And that's when he was like, okay, we think you have endometriosis. So yeah, it wasn't up until then. So, but I just got diagnosed in February of this year.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been a
Since 12.
Well,
yeah.
And you said you're 25
Five.
now.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
That is.
Yeah.
Oh, bless you. Okay. So thank you for that. So the next question I would want to ask is, what has the journey to diagnosis been like for you? Well, you've just mentioned how long it's taken, and what were some of the challenges that you found?
The number one word I would say for this journey is draining.
I can imagine.
It has been draining because when I was young, I just like, doctors would always say like it would get better as you get older, or when you have children, it will go away, which is a complete lie. I mean, for some people that may be the case, but for me, as I got older, it got worse. And it's obviously interfered with like secondary school, college. I had to drop out. University, I couldn't go. I've had like 6 jobs. I've had to literally quit all of them because I just kept taking too many days off. And obviously you're on probation. Like the first 3 months, I would probably work like a month, even less, out of all those jobs. So I'll just have to quit because I knew that they were going to fire me. And I use up all my annual leave, sick notes, whatever. So I was just like, yeah. But yeah, it's been a very draining journey. It's definitely interfered with my everyday life because it's not just a physical condition, and it's not just something that happens when you're just on your period. It's like when you're PMSing, when you're actually on your period, after your period, when your hormones drop, you get like migraines, severe migraines. And after that, as soon as that happens, you're ovulating, so your hormones are back. And then after that, it's like you have probably 3 days of like pain-free, but even pain-free is not pain-free because I'm still dealing with the nerve pain in my hip. And then after that, I'm back to PMSing. So like you just never have a break.
It's just that
It's
cycle.
just never
It's
ending.
that endless cycle.
Yeah, but it's very draining, but it is.
Yeah, it's a lot. You've been through a lot. Like the age of 12, it's crazy because like growing up, like everyone says the same thing about painful periods. Oh, it will get better. It will get better. And people expect you to tolerate pain. But there's only so much pain you should really tolerate when it comes to your periods.
Crazy.
And it's always hard for someone to interpret how much pain you're in.
Exactly.
Especially as a black person, like that's a whole other topic.
God.
But so like, have you found throughout your journey you've had to really communicate differently or get someone to advocate for you to really get that point across that I'm actually in pain? Like.
Yeah, my mum has been like my biggest advocate because I have 4 older brothers and I'm the only girl and the youngest. So even like my mum, she didn't really know, like obviously she knew what periods were and stuff, but she didn't know like endometriosis, all those type of things. But yeah, my mum's definitely been like my biggest advocate because like growing up, like I just didn't know what was going on. So she always used to speak for me. But now that I'm older, she's like, do you know what? Like she'll always still be my advocate.
Yeah,
but
of course.
I have a voice for myself because I'm older now and I've been through it. So yeah, but my mum's like,
oh, I love that.
That's my girl.
Of course. That's so cute. I love that. I love that. Okay, so like, what was the turning point in your journey? Like, okay, no, we need to get this fixed. Like, I need to, something is not right.
I think when the pain in my leg started, because I was like dealing with it throughout all these years. Like obviously I've had 2 operations. I've had 2 ovarian cysts. Had operations for those when I was 13 and 22. But it's not up until the leg pain started, that's when I was like, okay, it's doing too much now, because the fact that I'm feeling it in other parts of my body, I was just like, yeah, we need to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
Did you know that leg pain was part and parcel of the endometriosis, or?
Not at all. I didn't know what endometriosis was until 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Like doctors literally, like, they said it briefly, but they were just like, yeah, your tests are coming back as positive. You've had transvaginal scans, you've had ultrasounds, nothing showing endo or anything. So you don't have anything. Like you'll just grow up and it'll be fine. But yeah, that's when I was like, when I had the pain in my leg, I was like, yeah, no.
And how would you describe the pain? Like, well, it's like a sharp pain?
It's like, it radiates from like my bum cheek all the way down to my foot. And
on both sides or just the one?
It's mainly just my left leg, but recently I've been feeling it in my right leg as well.
Yeah.
So it's like a burning sensation, like tingling.
It's like definitely nerve pain then.
Yeah, like my leg goes numb, and like I get pins and needles, but they're not normal pins and needles. Like they will make me scream, and they last like a minute, 2 minutes, and I can feel it coming.
Yeah.
So like if I'm like in my bed and I feel it, like I just take off my quilt because anything on it is just too sensitive.
Oh, wow.
So I have to like take off my quilt and just like mentally brace myself and wait for it to pass. But yeah, and it gets worse when I'm like PMSing, when I'm cramping, it gets worse. I can't really like walk properly sometimes. So like this leg is just weaker than my right leg. Yeah. But yeah, it's like...
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I feel like you're so strong. Cause
honestly,
I don't think
like
I could
you
do
don't...
that. When I was 25...
I'm just used to it.
And I was gonna say you don't look like you you know what that's saying, you don't look like what you're going through at all.
Literally.
Yeah, I try not to let it get.
No, you're doing really well.
No, you are.
Like,
very
how
proud.
have you dealt with it? Like affecting you, like mentally and socially. Like, because you're a young babe. Like,
yeah, it's been hard. I think it's definitely been hard mentally. But now I'm fine. Like honestly, I think I'm a very like harsh reality person, so like I understand that in life, like not everything will go your way and stuff. And unfortunately, I have endo, but I'm still blessed to even like be diagnosed with it, because even though it did take 13 years, like I'm happy that I finally like have a conclusion. But even socially, like it's hard, but I feel like my friends are so understanding of it as well. So like even if I'm outside and then all of a sudden I can feel a flare up, my friends will be like, okay, like we'll book you an Uber home, or like we'll drop you home, or like they're always like coming up to me at parties, just making sure I'm okay. Like every 10 minutes, I'm like, do you need water? Are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine.
oh, that's so sweet.
But yeah, my family always encouraged me to like just live my life as well. Like if I want to go on holiday, my brothers will pay. Like if I'm getting ready to go out, my mum will be like,
that life.
enjoy your life, chop money.
And what number are you in your rank, like the sibling ranking?
I'm last.
Oh my gosh, you got
well.
4 older brothers.
She's the baby girl for real.
You're living your best
She's
life.
the baby girl.
Oh,
You should enjoy your life. You should
honestly.
enjoy every day that comes. Like
you
have to, regardless of
100%.
anything. So yeah.
But
no, you're doing really well. So I wanted to ask, I don't know if you got any more questions, because I'm just...
I have there's a whole bunch of that. So.
Okay, cool. I wanted to ask, because you share your story on YouTube, on social media.
Yeah.
What, for me, I'm a bit shy, believe it or not, but what gave you that confidence to like do that, like post that first video and share your story? Like, what encouraged you to do that?
I was like, I think 15 at the time when I like created my YouTube channel. And one of the reasons why I done it was because I didn't see any like girls, particularly black girls, like talking about period pains. And I don't have sisters, so like my mum's literally my best friend, but it's different to have a sister, and I don't have a sister. So like I didn't have anyone to really talk to about periods like in depth. And on YouTube there was no one. And obviously TikTok wasn't really around that time.
Yeah.
It was just YouTube. So I was like, you know what, let me just talk about it, and maybe at least one person could like comment and like can relate and stuff. And then I just started getting loads of like messages like as I got older and making more videos and stuff. So yeah, that was like my main reason. It's just because I just didn't have no one to relate to. And I feel like period pains in general, I think because of the mental effects and emotional effects it has on women and young girls, they don't want to talk about it. But with me, it's just like I've accepted it, and it doesn't, talking about it, like I don't mind, like I laugh about it sometimes.
No, I hear it.
I don't mind spreading awareness.
No, I hear it. I like that. It's totally important, because otherwise you don't know. Like, speaking about TikTok, I saw something the other day where someone was explaining a period pain that they get, and I got it too. And I used to mention it, and people would look at me like, "Girl, are you crazy?" Yeah. Because I used to get this sort of period pain where my bum would like, it'll be in my bum, right? And it's like someone's doing this.
Shock.
It's a shock, like an electric shock. My friends look at me like, okay. And then that video made me feel validated. Like, wow, someone does get that pain too. Like, it's just not me. So it's so important to see like people that look like you and experience things. So I really commend you for doing like the YouTube, especially at such a young age back then. Because everyone wants to be a YouTuber now, but back then people were, were shy. But so well done and sharing your story. So love that.
I was going to ask, with endometriosis, people just often think that it's just painful periods. What is like one of the misconceptions that you think that you would want people to be aware of?
I think the fact that obviously it's not just a painful period, like it affects every organ in your body. So like it can be it's been found on like women's brains, the back of their eyes, their diaphragm, if you have stage 3 or 4 endometriosis, your bowels can be stuck together with like the scar tissue and stuff. So like it's not just a thing where it's like every month you're just in pain and then once your period's done you're back to normal. No, and it brings so many different problems as well.
Yeah.
It's not just your uterus, like it's your leg, it's your nerves, it's your eyes, it's your brain. Like you get really bad brain fog as well with endo. Like that's one symptom. Like my memory's 2 packs of crap. My memory is so bad. I'd be forgetting so much. Like I could be talking and then forget what I'm talking about.
But that comes with age.
Yeah, but she's 25. She's a baby.
Comes with age.
She's like us
She said, listen, I'm still a hot babe auntie.
like us oldies, please.
But yeah, like even that, like, but yeah, I think that's the main thing that people just don't understand. Like it can literally, it spreads to everywhere. So yeah.
Okay.
So like you mentioned that you dropped out of college, you didn't go to uni. How did you manage that, like that stage of your life? Like
it was so hard because like I wanted to go, but I think also I didn't mind only because I didn't know what I wanted to do, even if I was to go uni anyway. And I think around that time was when like my periods were getting worse as well. Like I remember I was admitted into hospital because I was ovulating and then the egg was traveling and then it burst open and the lining, like when it burst open, the liquid or whatever like irritated the lining of my stomach. So I was just profusely vomiting for hours. And that happened when I was in college. So like when that started happening, I was just like, do you know what? My life is done. So even with like uni and college, I just accepted that I just won't be able to do it. And so I wasn't too fast, but I was just like, oh,
fair.
I was just gonna ask literally because I think that kind of leads nicely into the next question. So how has having endo affected your mental health?
Oh God, it's been tough. It's been so tough because I feel like seeing your friends like around you doing stuff like going to uni, like even though I didn't care to go uni, just like seeing them be all independent, knowing that if I were to go uni, if I'm now on my periods or like before my periods, I'm unwell, like who's gonna really look after me? I can't even look after myself. So like mentally it's just been hard, like seeing everyone around you live life and you're just like in your room all the time in pain. Even like not being able to work, like financially it's hard, mentally it's hard, and obviously like when things are financially hard, mentally it's going to be harder.
Of course, yes.
When things are physically harder, it's going to be mentally harder. So everything just goes back to mental. So yeah, it's been very, 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 very hard. Especially like when you have endo, you're more likely to have like PMDD and stuff. So like it's just a lot. But right now I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good. I ain't depressed. I'm good.
That's good. That's important.
But yeah, it's been very, very, very hard.
Yeah,
for sure.
So what things have you done to cope with it?
I don't know. I promise you, I don't know. I honestly think it's just like having family, like
a good support.
Like I have a big family, so like having my brothers and my mum and my friends like have helped so much because like they will literally drop what they're doing to make sure I'm okay and stuff. And I'm someone where like I can mask like how I'm really feeling like a lot. I don't like talking about my emotions at all, but it's not up until like last year that I accepted that it's actually okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
So like but I think it's just my family and friends who
which is a major thing.
Yeah.
It's a support system. It holds you down, right?
For sure.
So yeah, like with your friends, was it easy to explain to them? Did they see you going through that pain? So were they like, okay, were they also relieved that you have a diagnosis now? Did they?
Yeah, like a lot of my friends knew I had painful periods, but we all didn't know what it was. But I think obviously getting diagnosed, they were just like, thank God. Like one of my friends even cried. Like it was just a lot, and I was just like, why are y'all crying? Like I didn't even cry. I woke up like I should go home. I should have a seafood boil. Like and everyone was like all emotional and stuff. But yeah, like what was I even saying? See, that's what I'm saying.
No, you were saying like your friends were emotional. About
like everyone was just all emotional stuff. But
no, it's one of those. It's like a hurrah, like we've got an answer kind of.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like,
so
it kind of gives you some sort of relief, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I was relieved, but at the same time, I think even till this day, I'm like trying to process the fact that I actually have it, because like going 13 years, hearing that it's nothing, it's nothing, and only being diagnosed 7 months ago. my brain's still trying to connect, like, okay, I'm in pain because I have endo.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm just in pain just because of an unanswered answer. So yeah.
So up until your actual diagnosis, you didn't have an idea or anything as to what that pain could be attributed to. Wow.
Nothing.
And it took them a long time to find out. It took them a very long time.
Yeah.
I know it does take, on average, it takes a few tests.
But that's a lot.
That's a long
The
time,
thing is
though.
with endo as well is that if you have stage 1 or 2 endometriosis, they're less likely to pick it up on scans because it's just a very small speck. So that's why I always tell girls, like, if your scans are coming back as clear, it doesn't mean that you don't have anything. Whereas if you have stage 3 or 4, because everything's like stuck together, you're more likely to see it as soon as you go for a transvaginal scan. But with stage 1 or 2, it's like I've had so many scans, ultrasounds, I've had 2 ovarian cysts, like they didn't see nothing. And I think also as well, when women do get like a diagnostic laparoscopy, if the surgeon isn't a endometriosis specialist, they're most likely to miss it.
Okay.
So even if it's stage 1, because it's so like, it literally like blends in with like
The rest of the
the
tissue.
rest of like your tissue and
Yeah.
stuff. If they miss it, they miss it.
Okay.
Whereas if someone is actually specialised with endometriosis,
They
then
know what they're looking for,
yeah,
don't
they
they?
know exactly what they're looking for.
Okay.
So like, yeah.
Oh wow.
Gosh, it's
It's such,
bless,
it's
bless
such,
you.
It's
like,
it's such a common journey as well.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of women a long time to get to that point of diagnosis.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, and they don't find out until like later in life, where they're trying to get pregnant or something else comes up, and it's like, oh well, you've got this, which is causing this. So yeah, it's a lot. I'm just in awe. Yeah, not gonna lie. So yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your journey and how you've kind of navigated through that. One question I would like to ask is, what advice would you give to someone who is struggling in their journey or does feel unsupported?
It's so cliche, but like, don't give up. And it's hard. It's so hard. Even me saying it, I feel stupid saying it because it's like I gave up so many times, and it's such a draining process to go through and constantly like try to fight doctors. But one thing I would say actually is, don't let doctors intimidate you. Just because they're a doctor, it doesn't mean that they're right and they know everything. Because I've gone to a lot of doctors and told them my symptoms, and they were always just like, that's not part of endometriosis. If you had endo, you wouldn't have no pain. If you had endo, your chest wouldn't be hurting. Whereas when I like have actually seen an endometriosis specialist, she's like, no, like these are all normal. So one thing I would definitely say is, just because a doctor says you don't have it doesn't mean you don't have it. And don't be intimidated by doctors, because they are actually just humans, just like us.
100%.
That's a very good point. You're right. It's about advocating for yourself.
Yeah.
And I say this all the time to my friends, like, if you want a second opinion, if you have a right to get a second opinion or challenge.
Definitely.
What else could it be? Have you done this? Can I get an extra test? Can I see the results?
Yeah, like literally,
You can
don't
ask.
refuse to leave the doctor's room until they do something, and if not, just say you're going to
My
report
mum's
them.
done that before, and yeah.
After I got my diagnosis, like as soon as I recovered, the first thing I done is wrote to PALS and complained.
Wait,
I complained.
she complained.
She complained.
I complained.
And complaining, as sometimes it has a negative connotation, but it actually gets doctors and healthcare, it gets us in check.
Oh, trust
Yeah.
me.
Because then after that, there's an audit, and there's a what did you miss? Okay, how do we
Exactly.
prevent that?
Yeah.
And then next time we prevent that from happening
Yeah.
again.
It's a form of feedback.
It's a form of feedback.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
Trust me, it helps, guys. Complain.
It helps. I even complain about little things. Though, so
When I say I'm
a complainer.
a real
I'm a
life
Google
Karen
review,
nowadays.
like,
I'm a Karen.
Terrible.
Especially for your health. Like,
Especially for your health.
women.
You have to advocate for it. I'm like, you have to advocate. You are in this body. This is yours.
Exactly.
Advocate. Ask all the questions you want to ask.
Yeah.
Don't be scared. You want your results? Can I see them? What are the values? Is this good? Is this bad? Is this high for me? Is this low for me? Just ask.
Literally.
It's scary though, because it can be daunting. Go to the doctor and you might feel away, but it's your right to ask. So you're so smart to advocate for yourself and just push forward, because I wish all of us had the skills and confidence to do so. So yeah, you should be proud of yourself.
Thank you.
And your mum's a babe too.
Your mum was a baby too.
Yeah, she's
exactly.
Don't get such a
Exactly.
Oh,
But no,
bless.
well done. I'm really learning. It's
Yeah.
like what do you see, like what do you see yourself and your diagnosis in the next like 5-10 years? Like, do you still want to keep sharing your journey?
Do you know what? It's so hard. Like, when it comes to like thinking of the future and endo, it's so weird because because I've been like dealing with like severe pain for a long time, in my head I'm just like, this is my life forever. So like I've just accepted it. But it would be nice if the pain decided to, you know, go away at some point. That would be great.
Yeah.
But I think for now, I'm just trying to focus on like finding like healthier ways to like deal with endo, like mentally, physically, like what I eat and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, it'd be nice for the pain to, you know, go. But it doesn't, it's fine. Like, I'll deal with it either way.
So how do you currently manage the pain?
I don't know how do I manage the pain?
Like, do you anticipate it? Like, okay, this week is going to be a painful week. I'm just going to...
Yeah, actually.
I'm guessing you would align it with your periods and stuff.
I know like what weeks are going to be a bit worse, and like whenever my hormones, I feel like just knowing your body very, very well really helps with it, because I don't even need to look on my period calendar to know when I'm PMSing or when I'm ovulating, because the pain is so different but very, very similar at the same time.
Yeah.
So like how do I even manage my pain? I just try to like change my diet.
Yeah.
I've tried to change my diet. I've tried to like
change your diet from what to what?
Don't drink alcohol. If you have endometriosis, do not drink alcohol, because it causes a flare up. Because obviously endometriosis is an inflammatory thing.
Yeah.
Alcohol would obviously trigger it, and that's one harsh lesson I learned, because I was doing up Casamigos as well, Don Julio, Captain Morgan, and I was mixing white,
Captain
brown.
Morgan, what's going on?
Listen, I was getting lit. Like, if you lot watch my TikToks, you lot know me and Eden Lounge go together bad. I was thinking all the time, but every time I'd drink, I'd wake up the next day in so much pain. And I was thinking, what the heck? So one day, I was planning on going out, and I was like, do you know what? This is gonna be self-inflicted pain. I'm gonna see whether alcohol is actually triggering a flare-up. So one day I got so drunk, and the next day I had a flare-up, and I was like, yeah, I'm done with alcohol. So yeah, please, if you've got endo, stop drinking alcohol. But yeah, just like having ginger shots, turmeric shots. I feel like that's helping a little bit.
Yeah.
Even having green tea and just supplements, and having these like different little machines and stuff, and like acupuncture. Acupuncture.
Acupuncture. No, there's so many holistic ways to like deal with it. I've seen like the herbal teas. People don't even like, people stop eating meat. People just people do
from the
all
vegan
sorts.
diet.
I'm too Nigerian. There's certain things like I'm not giving up certain stuff.
No, it's tough, isn't it? It's tough, but you can make small adjustments to suit your
Yeah,
lifestyle.
exactly.
You don't even have to suit your lifestyle too.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, really try it. It's not easy. It's a proper chronic journey. Like
the chronic illnesses and like the symptoms associated with them just seem a bit more like crazy.
It's I think people like, obviously if you don't have it, you're not going to understand to an extent, which is fine. But I feel like people really don't get it. And obviously endometriosis goes from stage 1 to stage 4. They like, just because you have stage 1, it doesn't mean that you have less pain than someone with stage 4. The only difference is the severity of it in terms of like what they find. Like, but the stages doesn't really define the pain. That's why, like, if I were to go to the doctors, they wouldn't be like, well, you have stage 1 endometriosis, so you shouldn't be in this much pain. They would never say that. Well, I hope they would never say that. But yeah, it's just a lot. Like,
it's a lot, man.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Gosh.
Child,
You're trying. You're doing really well.
You're doing so well. Like, it's really tough.
Yeah.
When I was 25, child, I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was doing.
I think I had no responsibilities except my phone bill. There was nothing.
Yeah, no, to be fair, like, I don't really have no responsibilities. But
then you're managing so much in your life
in
right
your
now.
life,
Like, you're actually having to be very proactive with your data. Like, 25, I was I was mature, but I was just very...
I don't know what I was doing. But no, you're doing amazing. So no, thank you for telling us your story.
It's okay.
And yeah, we're learning so much. So like, were there any resources you used to help you with your journey? Like, were there any like patient groups or? Because I know you made a resource. Your YouTube is a resource for someone, but did you rely on anything yourself? Like,
no, I didn't. I feel like it's hard because obviously I saw a few, but it's one thing to kind of like read someone's story when they don't look like you.
Yeah, that's important.
But then it's another thing to have black women talk about it.
Yeah.
So like I would see like certain like groups and stuff, but they were just all like, they didn't look like me.
Yeah.
They were white women.
People underestimate the power of like having something that looks like you tell a story. It just
that
clicks.
relatability is
It's so
very
important.
important. Very important.
I feel like especially when you don't have no one else to kind of talk to, like it's like, of course you can talk to any woman who has endo and like relate to them, but it's another thing to like have someone who like looks like you, who knows the struggle, who knows what it's like to be dismissed because of your skin color, of like be neglected in hospital or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just sitting here
And
like, oh my
even-
god.
And even that neglect, I wanna talk about that a little bit. So obviously, being black women, black girls, like we know the story. We know we know
get
this
dismissed all the
we know
time.
dismissed. Like how did that impact your journey? Like, do you feel like it slowed the road to diagnosis down for you?
Yeah, I think it did, because even when I had my first ovarian cyst when I was 13, I initially went to A&E like 4 times before I actually got admitted.
Wow.
And when I did get admitted, the only reason I got admitted was because my mum literally crashed out. Like she was screaming at the doctors. And that morning, like I remember I just felt something pop in my stomach. I didn't know what it was. I was 13, like I didn't know what the heck it was. And I went to hospital and the doctor was just like, oh yeah, you're skinny, like you probably just haven't been eating, that's why your stomach's hurting. And that's when my mum just crashed out. She was like, if anything happens to my daughter, you guys are gonna pay.
Sometimes you have to do that sometimes.
And that's the thing, you
like,
shouldn't
you
have to,
yeah.
because then they'll be like, oh, angry black
woman, they'll
blah,
paint us
blah,
with that,
blah,
that
blah,
brush.
blah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you're forced to be
Sometimes
the
you
angry
have
black
to
woman.
be.
Sometimes
and then
you have to.
things
But then-
happen.
Even when I had, obviously that I had that cyst when I was 13, then I had another cyst when I was 22. And when I went A&E, my mum literally, like before I walked in, she was like, exaggerate the pain. And I was already in pain.
Yeah.
And you know what's
Signals.
so funny? Even before I like went to hospital that time, I called 111. I went A&E. They took my blood pressure. They were like, yeah, you're not pregnant. Your blood pressure's fine. Go home. I went back to A&E. Done the same thing. They said, go home. I said to my mum, I'm going to go crazy. So I called 111. I told them. And then I went to see a doctor. It was a black woman. She saw my history with with like just period pains in general.
Yeah.
And she was like, why the heck do they keep sending you home? She had to write me a referral letter for me to go to the hospital, see the gynecologist straight away. So as soon as I went A&E again, they saw the letter and I was literally I walked in straight away because of her. So,
Sometimes the thing is, that's another thing as well. Sometimes you really do need people of colour in these institutions to then advocate for you also. As well as you having your parents or your friends or your support system, you also need those professionals in those settings.
Exactly.
It's tough. It's not easy, you know. It's actually so tough.
It's not.
So yeah, that's a whole other topic. But being a woman of color, a person of color, and handling those barriers, they're barriers.
They're barriers.
Because they prevent you from getting where you need to go, and even the signals of pain. And remember, there was that thing in the news that medical students don't realize that black people pain is different. They thought it was different to white people pain.
Yeah.
We don't feel pain because maybe
They thought our threshold was much higher, and it's like
maybe because they
pain is
think the
pain.
darkness blocks the pain signals. It doesn't.
They don't know what they think.
It doesn't.
my life.
I wish it did, but it does not. So yeah, you want to advocate for yourself, and I think having a professional of color does play a big part. I'm not gonna lie. Doctors, when I was growing up, going to the GPs, my GPs were people of color, and they just got it. Even dry skin.
Yeah.
I know certain doctors wouldn't see it, but I'm like, no, this skin is dry.
Yeah.
Like, this is dry skin. Like, it looks normal to you, but no, it's itchy and dry.
It's giving eczema.
It's giving eczema.
Eczema?
It's giving atopic dermatitis. Like, give me some E45. Like, stop. So yeah, it's super important. So yeah, I'm just hoping that with this podcast and other people that are speaking out more, that people are just more aware and pay attention. But yeah, child, I've heard it before. Doctor of color, professional of color has helped a person of color get to that point. So
Yeah.
So my question for you, Rashida, my last question is, what changes would you like to see in endometriosis research, awareness, or symptom management?
Rashida, love. First of all, I just think for like workplaces to kind of accommodate women
that's a good
with
one.
endometriosis, and not just when we're on our periods. And like obviously, like we can't take a whole month off work, but I feel like even leading up to our periods, when women even have like PMS, PMDD, that would be great as well. So they can like accommodate women before their periods and during their periods. Way more research just for doctors to like just for doctors to understand that just because our scans come back as clear does not mean that we do not have endometriosis. Because I feel like that's how a lot of women and young girls have been brushed off for years, because doctors just don't like, the only like proper way to get diagnosed is through a diagnostic laparoscopy, and that's usually the last resort, which has been like 14 years later after someone's been suffering.
Lord.
So I feel like doctors just need to be more aware of that. But yeah, I'd love like more research to go into it as well.
Yeah.
Just understand that it's not just something that, it's not just, you know, a painful period. It's a chronic condition. It's a severe chronic condition that affects everywhere. But yeah, I'd love to like see like adverts of it.
Yeah.
Or like
That'd be really
that would
cool.
be really
or
good.
like, you know, people like going to schools and like talking about different conditions to do with, like the whole gynecological
And teaching men about it as well, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a lot of like boys message me saying like, oh, my girlfriend has painful periods. Like,
Oh, that's so
I
sweet.
need help. Yeah, that's sweet. But like, men need to be.
I don't know. Even that editor.
But
Shade. He didn't know what it was. I was like, a lot of men should know about it, because a lot of girls do have painful periods.
Yeah.
It's hard to. They just think, oh no, it's not just a painful period, babe. It's killing me.
Yeah.
Even my brothers, like they did, like I think it's when they saw me literally fainting, vomiting. That's when they were like, I did not know periods were like this. Like, what the heck? So I feel like even from seeing that, now that like some of them have girlfriends and stuff, they're very like much.
They understand.
Like they cater to them a lot more on their periods and stuff. But seeing their faces when I faint is hilarious. My brother slapped me one time. Yeah, because he was scared. That was the first time he saw me faint.
So he was like,
Oh, he's trying to wake you up.
Like, wake up. I was like,
what's going on here?
And he was just like, what the heck? Like, what the heck?
bless.
So yeah.
It always takes a certain situation for someone to get how much pain in.
Because I was just like, what periods? Like, and when I was younger, like I remember my mum and I, we never said the word periods around my brothers. It would just be like, oh, I have aliens.
Yeah,
I'll just be like,
okay.
aliens. Because I was shy, like I'm a baby.
Yeah.
My brothers, I'm telling your mum my period. But yeah.
Child, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Men do not know.
Men do not know.
Y'all don't know nothing.
No, and they're gonna get to know. Like,
Yeah. And you're doing a great thing with your platform.
yeah,
honestly.
exactly. It's gonna help so many women, like for a long, long, long time.
Thanks, guys.
So yeah.
Oh, well, please keep it up. And again, can you let the people know your socials?
My TikTok is Rashida. It's just RASSHIDAAA. My YouTube is periods, pads, and all that jazz. My Instagram, y'all don't follow that. I ain't serious. But yeah, it's mainly my TikTok and YouTube.
Okay,
So,
cool. No, we're very excited.
Thank you so much.
Everyone's so excited to hear about endometriosis. Everyone's like, yes, we gotta know. Like, yes, you have got to know about it. It affects so many women.
It does. Affect so many women.
I think it kind of lets people know that pain periods are not just that 1 week or 5 days.
No.
painful periods aren't normal.
No.
They're not.
They're not normal.
They're not. But we're taught that they're normal, so we don't know what kind of normal to expect.
I was going to say, you don't know the level of normal. So, for example, you might have small cramps, and to some, but again, everybody is subjective. So, what may be a small cramp to you could be the end of the world for me.
Exactly.
So, I guess
It's on that level of pain, right? So, no.
But one thing I would say as well, like with endometriosis, they usually say if you start your periods at a younger age, you're more likely to have endo as you get older.
Yeah.
So I always say to people, like, if you have like a teenage, I don't know, cousin, sister, whatever it may be, if they complain of painful periods and it's not getting any better as they get older, like by, I don't know, let's say they start their periods at like 13, if they're getting to 16 and their periods are still painful to the point where they're vomiting, fainting, like their school life is interrupted, their college life is interrupted, go to the doctor and press them. Like endometriosis is all in like inflammatory type things. They don't recommend ginger shots, turmeric shots, like green tea.
They don't recommend.
They don't at all. They don't mention diet.
So they're not looking at the holistic side of things.
They
They're
look
looking
at the holistic side. No, they don't. It's more like treatments and stuff. But I'm team holistic. Just do what you can from all angles to tackle the issue, and then hopefully that can resolve.
I do want to ask a personal question. You don't have to answer it.
Yes, fine.
So how has endo affected like relationships and
Do you know what? I don't think it's really affected that. I feel like it's about me trying to suss out who can handle it and not. Because I've talked to some guys, and it's not even like serious because there was a point where I was unserious, but I was talking to the guy, and I would explain like what endometriosis is, because I think usually with like chronic conditions, people tend to not really talk about it straight away.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, it affects me on a daily basis. So even if you ask me, oh, what are you doing? I'm gonna be like, I'm in bed in pain.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, why? Then I'll have to explain why. But in terms of like relationships, I feel like, as I said, just making sure that the person I'm with can handle what endometriosis actually is, because it is a lot. Like even my family, it's a lot, let alone for someone that I would like be romantically with. Like it's heavy. And also, like, obviously, it affects, like, sex and stuff. Like, you might have pain during sex or, like, after sex, or you might bleed. That's never happened to me. I think it's not up until, like, after... Mum, if you're watching this, I can't lie, charge it. But it's not up until, like, after I got diagnosed. That's when, like, the symptoms of endo really started, like,
kick in.
Hamming me. And I was like, damn, like, this is what it's actually like to have endo. Like, it's crazy. Because I've always, like... From the age of 12, I've been suffering. Yeah. But it's not up until 7 months ago where, like, everything has, like, proper hit me. And I'm just like, is this what endometriosis really is? I don't know whether it's, like, a psychological thing. I don't know. But, yeah, like, relationships, it's just about sussing out who can handle it. And even then, it's, like, making sure that they don't feel overwhelmed. And it is an overwhelming thing, but I try my best not to project like my bad moods onto people. And I feel like it's hard because I'm in pain all the time, but I think because I've been in pain consistently for so many years, it's like easy for me to like, I know what I need to do to kind of like not project and just to manage my pain. So as long as the person I'm with is like mentally mature, emotionally mature, has emotional intelligence and stuff, that's important. And empathy as well. Like those are like the main character traits I look out for. And if someone has that, then we can chill. We can talk.
No, I totally hear that. And those are things that someone needs to have to just manage. Yeah, in general, but it's super important for something like endometriosis for sure. Yeah. So
y'all may be scary.
Oh,
I'll bite you lot though.
Rashida, honestly, it's been a pleasure having you. Good. Like, thank you so much. Honestly, thank you. I've learned so much.
Honestly,
I hope this will help other people as well.
It will for sure. So I'm excited to see what comes out of it. But everyone's looking forward to this episode. So we are excited.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you guys for watching this episode with the lovely Rashida.
Thank you.
Thank you.